Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be finally beginning on the zoo by first clearing out all of this land and we're gonna be clearing out the forest, also the village, except for maybe a few structures. I'm also gonna be, I'm gonna be clearing around Pillager Tower, Pillager Outpost a bit, since it would be cool to make like a villager enclosure at some point. And yeah, I'll just clear out the space, more flatten the area a bit, and get everything ready. And another thing we'll do in today's episode is we'll build the entrance to the zoo. And let me go to the map real quick of there. Okay, so on the map, this is basically the edge of the zoo. This mountain is gonna be like one of the edge things. And then it's gonna come all the way along this river, the rest of this island here, and then also across to next to this, and then it just cuts all the way along here. This is where I'm planning it for now, but we could have it that it expands a bit further into here, a bit further west, and then also this right here, because this right here is going to be an entrance, also a bit of the maple forest that I previously built. We're gonna make a bit of this into the entrance and like parking and shit, but on top of that we'll also make a road, like a temporary road, because I am not really happy with the current road situation here in some parts of the world. So I will be revamping them at some point in the future, or a whole episode, maybe on stream. But yeah, I'll get started with this. And since this is gonna be quite boring, personally I would not want just clearing all of this out. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this here, and I'll be back when I'm done clearing pretty much everything out here, and then we'll start with the planning. I'll also show. Yeah, see you after I'm done clearing this out. Hello everybody, and I'm back. I've flattened the area a bit. It is ripe for construction. So now I'll be showing you what I did. So I of course planned this, deforested a whole lot of area. It's a bit out of render distance. I'll show you on the map. I also planned a whole lot, connected some stuff together, rid of most of the village, just a few houses left over, and of course the bells, because villagers need to stay here. And since there were some nitwits here, I don't want nitwits for the zoo. I just got rid of them. And yeah, cleared up some space here for the entrance. So yeah, I'll come here, and we will begin with some rain stuff. This is for the parking lot, like the entrance. Probably put this Yeah, so this is gonna take a while, so I'll be back after zoning most of these areas. Hello everybody, welcome back. I have now finished off zoning everything off. So let me show you all. So first off, here we have the entrance, of course. And then over here we have the village slash city. I don't really know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm just keeping like the structures in their zoning. This is gonna be zombie. Well, not structures, just like the theme of the structure thing, like what it is. I'm probably gonna restructure it because it's a zoo. And then here we have the magical pole. The magical pole. Anyway, and this is the lush gate. I think I'm gonna do like for the magical part, like a slow transition from like a magical forest over here, like magical garden, a full magical forest, and then into a kind of magical mountain with like caves and shit, and then it goes into the lush cave exhibits. Like a bit themed, but I'll also have to make it like I wanted to have like a transition, but also still be zoo with exhibits and such full exhibits. But anyway, then here we have, of course, the pillagers, because pillager, of course. And then over here, next to the pillagers, we have the swamp. There's a swamp. And here we have the ocean exhibit, and that's the aquatic shows, like where like the dolphin shows in SeaWorld in the Americas, since in Europe they don't do that anymore because it's illegal. And then here we have a taiga, since taiga's over there, so I want to keep it a bit further away, so through the swamp. And since you can usually find a lot of pillager like stuff near taigas, so yeah, you know. And also, swamp is gonna have the witch. The witch. Also, yeah, team neighborly. And then this is gonna be the dark oak forest. And that's a pale oak forest. Kinda similar, but also not really. Yeah. Then here we have a little small bit of mesa, since there's not much in the Badlands / mesa biome. So it just uses a little bit, and the rest of this is desert. I might change exact order of that a bit to give the balance a bit more. But yeah. And then over here we're gonna have the portal. We're gonna have a portal, nether portal, nether portal. That is not gonna be runes, just a nether portal that leads from the desert to the nether, right here, where we'll have a few biomes like the nether waste, the wart forest, so you know, like the warts, the red wart forest, and the blue one, I don't know what's it called, like the wart forest and crimson forest, yes. Also, probably also like the Blackstone Valley, the Soul Sand Valley. I don't know. We're gonna have all these different, and a fortress and a bastion and such for this. This is gonna be like the mountain, like mountain peaks, or like the goats. This is then gonna be a forest for, you know, normal animals, and this is gonna be the plain. And that's pretty much it, you know. yeah, will. I'll be building the entrance then. So that's because that's what we're doing in this video. We're making the entrance. And I want to have like a tree, like right next, right here next to the water. Oh, where is it? Difficult to find. Ah, here it is. So I want to have like a very large and old tree like right here. And then for the entrance, I'd probably say, because this is nice path, this could be like where the buses come to drop off children for their field trips, and then we have like a bit of a wall here, but not like an actual wall. Let me get some bricks. Yes. So what we'll do is we'll first lay out a brick wall, like right for here. You know what? I'm just gonna use the world edit for this. Otherwise, it's gonna be quite a hassle. So we'll first put one block here, and slash one brick, bricks. Yeah, and then this is gonna be the entrance. Right here. That will be the entrance to the zoo. Well, from here all the way to here. Will be the continuation of the wall. And we'll have like greenery and such, like plants covering it up. So you can't actually like see the wall, but it is physically there. Like it's a physical wall, and not really important and such, it's just like an actual wall. So kind of covered up. That's the thing and such. This right here is gonna be the gate for the guests. Yeah, that is the center. And this is gonna be the entrance going in. And this one is the entrance. Yeah. That's gonna be that, and then I'm gonna use stone over here to signify that this is going to be the drop-off for school buses. Then This is the entrance for school buses. There'll have to be a road going that way. And then this is going to be the exit road. And this is going to be the parking lot. With bamboo, strips bamboo. And since this is like for the bus route, I'll have to make a separate route for I'll make a little bit of a sort of separate entrance. So for the normal civilians, they will use this road, which the buses will also use to exit. But the buses will have like a separate middle lane for that. And the entrance road to the parking lot will be right here. And these roads will then all eventually connect up to the road over here that leads out from the city. Which this road from the city is connected up to here and to also the rest of this place. But I'll still have to fix up most of these roads eventually. Since only like very locally roads have actually been properly done. But that's for later time. That's probably gonna be a stream at some point. But if these are gonna cross, how do I? Ooh, wait, I have perfect idea. Bridge. I'm gonna have a deep bridge. Is the rest is just gonna be one column. Where it is like I'm start there. Then here we'll go all the way through here since the bus will come under here. I'll make a little here because this is gonna be like a pylon thing for the bridge. Since this here is the entrance and this here is a parking, we'll have like a kind of pedestrian road coming through here, for which I'll use cobalt stone to signify it. There will be a way under this here, besides here, all the way here and here. Pretty sure And since this this is also parking, there will also be a path coming from here. Connect into here. And to make the bus road visual, I'll be marking that with spruce. And I'm gonna probably here. Then for the rest, that's gonna be the rest of that as well. How would it be better? Can do that with That's gonna be the bus line. I'm gonna make it a 2-lane road because I'm also gonna have, because I'm gonna have that there, I'm gonna have a separate lane here for a bus stop on this side. But that wouldn't work, would it? If the buses all have doors on the left side, then they would have to go the other way. Stop there. So and in the middle here will be another one. And then I'll have a bit of a pedestrian bridge from over here. This I'll probably want a second bus stop here then. And here as well. Which will connect here. Papa. We have 4 buses that can stop at a time. And this is a really big zoo. Pretty much the only zoo. So, yeah. Got it. For example, it's in the Maple Tree Forest area. This is going to be Maple Tree, of course. It's just going to be normal in a parking lot. Since there is going to be multiple lanes here, like multiple rows, probably be better if there is also multiple rows. Leading out. Double it up here. It won't be through lane. One along there. Because there's lane here. So there's also going to be multiple pathways through here. One pathway wrapping all the way here and here. Because it's going to be full parking lot there. Yep. So this is gonna be the planning of the entrance, and I'll build all of this out in this next kind of time jump. So next time I'll see you, this whole entrance will be built up, and yeah, we'll be looking around it, and that will be the end of the video. This is kind of like what I usually do behind the scenes, sort of, but I mainly also just like start building some things. So yeah, hopefully this gives you a bit of a sight behind the production of these builds, and of course not these videos through that. So yeah, see you after this little time jump. Hello everybody, I'm back, and as you can see there's a bit different. I decided to put in a placeholder road all the way to the road because I hated dealing with these trees for this road because they're hollow. These are hollow, so I patched them up with just the orange terracotta I used action for. But anyway, so this is the entrance. Let's first off start at the parking lot. So here we have the entrance to the parking lot where you're driving with your car. And then here we have big parking lot. And a bit on the ocean. Of course we got these barrier poles so that nobody just drives into the nearby lake, because that would be quite bad. But they can drive like right over this rocky edge, because yeah, that's not too stable and not really the best place to put poles. But I have put poles all over here so that one pedestrians can be safe while walking, so that a car doesn't just like ram into the people here, although they can, but you know, for safety. And over here we have a bit of a crossroad where you can just like walk across. And then here we have the exiting road, which is kind of like on a bridge, which goes over the bus road to then connect back in over here with the bus road to go out. And this right here is the entrance road for the buses, which come here, split up here. This is the bus station, which has a roof, nice rustic roof, which you'd usually find in like national parks in the United States, especially in California with the redwoods. I don't know, the acacia trees. I don't exactly remember exactly, but it's basically redwoods. So I thought I'd do this and then purchase for the colors, because it adds more color to it, all being neutral, you know. And then on this side you can see I put up a whole wall with the whole design, but of course that wouldn't look good from the outside, so I just put a whole hedge in front of it with like lots of leaves, azalea leaves, azalea flowering leaves, of course, and birch leaves for some dark tones in here, and also moss on this side, because yeah, I thought because it's good but and looks nice, but only here because this is very thin because of the bus stop. And of course, if we to get from the parking lot to the actual entrance, you need to have some paths. So I have one beside the elder maple tree. I guess it's like an old maple tree. Kinda the same idea I had with this. This is also a old tree, an old redwood tree from back in the day when this used to be a redwood forest, which has now retracted all the way back over there into the conservation. But this is a new maple tree, one of the first maple trees that was planted in this area, or like that came in this area, and this one is still standing due to human conservation, but not really human, players mostly, and people like villagers. But yeah, we have still a lot to do, and I'll try to update this world to a more modern version of Minecraft for the next video here, which will probably then take a bit of a while, since I really like taking my time with updating mods, because it's boring as fuck having to deal with compatibility issues and shit. I'm trying to fix all that, but yeah, we have the road coming out all the way here. But if we now look at here, we have one tree, one redwood pointing out all the way out here. The Messiah kind of looks, I don't know, this is like a fuller tree and this looks something it shouldn't, but it does anyway. But this is meant to be like a tree, like one of the, like a big branch that pokes out from the tree. This, because it's kind of like a split tree, with this being like a dual, this is being like a bit leaning forward, because otherwise this looked a bit weird, like a big knob, like kind of what this would look like without the leaves. But yeah, I wanted this stamp like this for design. But anyway, here we have the entrance. I also tried a few lamppost designs. Here's like a hanging one, like some sort of rope thing, and this is just a standing one. But these didn't really work, and this one wouldn't be able to go just anywhere. But yeah, here we have the entrance signified by this blue sign, which is made from wool and such, and many blocks, as you can see. So here we have the first gate, and then kind of like the waiting line, and then here we have the tickets office, and then the actual entrance. Here we have the staff entrance to the ticket office. Then comes out here, and then this right here is the exit, where this is meant as like a thing where you, like a one-way gate where you can go in but you can't go back out. So then you have this just for like decoration. This is like something you see at Disneyland, where you have two separate parts with a fence in the middle, even though it's like the exit. Like why would there be two separate lines? I don't know. Just something you see in Disneyland. And then this is the zoo, which is with this being the first enclosure, which will be villager team. I don't know how, I don't know why. But it's gonna be about villagers and the people. This is basically the people who manage the zoo are gonna be the villagers. So the villagers will be able to kind of roam freely, but not really. And then the actual enclosure will be for the golems and such, and the cats that spawn in villages. And this will be for zombies. Such I don't have an idea for most of these places yet. I do have an idea for some, so I'll probably start with that. Next, I do think I'm gonna wait for like the newest update they announced to be out, with like the cushions and the wool stairs and wool stands and such, since those would be nice to have for the zoo. And yeah, I have like named all the zonings so that I know which is where with luxury and stuff. And everything will be themed around something. So there are many things that I will be able to do. And this is kind of like a long-term project. So yeah. And I don't know what else to say, but this is gonna be everything for today's episode. well, it's not really an episode, it's just gonna be for the first video of the zoo, which will be making about making this entry. And yeah, I think I'll be trying to, because usually with thumbnails you're supposed to get people to try and watch your videos. And what I've been doing for the longest while is just showing the completed stuff where I can, and it's not really doing too well, especially with the last Cresta video. Also the thumbnail on that looked quite awful. I'm gonna try and remake that one, the thumbnail, just because it's been bugging me this whole time. Oh, it's just so awful. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make some less like I don't know, thumbnails that show the final end result a bit less, so it doesn't ruin the surprise or ruin the tour, because you want people to get excited about something without actually showing everything the whole. So I'll try doing that more. And I think with this build, it might be, I might do a little bit of tweaking, like putting this like the zoo like a sign that says the zoo around the entrance somewhere here, because you know there's the zoo. But yeah, I'll show that in the thumbnail. But anyway, that will be it. See y'all next time, hopefully. And if you could, maybe like and subscribe. Another thing I'll be announcing soon is a subathon that I've been planning for quite some time that I want to do. And there will be some kind of outlandish goals that I've loosely set. Yeah, there are goals that I think are plausible to get, and that's pretty much like up to 100 subs with this subathon. And after that, it's just a bit more outlandish, you know. Some things that I set something for, but I don't think we can necessarily achieve. But yeah, that's it. That's all the information for now. And see you all in the next one. I hope to see you in the subathon, which will be lots of fun, I hope. See ya!